Hi everyone. Over the last year, I lost 111 pounds on the carnivore diet, and by the end of this video, you're going to know how you could do the same. I'm going to cover how I changed my thinkings about me and my weight loss, how to do the carnivore diet, avoiding medications, and listening to your body. You want to make sure you don't miss what I say about how to do the carnivore diet because it is essential to me losing the weight and keeping it off.
Curter burger.
We're doing a review. Today we're doing a review on the Culver's Curter Burger. Let me see yours, babe. She got everything on it.
Yeah, so it's
Tomato, lettuce.
Tomato, lettuce, onions, pickles, and mayo.
And mayo. Mayo. There's that good pregnancy craving. Curter Burger.
What?
Mayo.
Yeah, this thing's messy, but it's so good.
I think I'm just as shocked as you are all to see where I started. I think this journey showed me a lot that this has to do with your mental energy than your physical energy. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot involved physically when you're losing weight, like what you eat and exercising. But I discovered a lot of it is how you think about yourself and what you can do. Thinking back, I was not in a good space mentally. I was depressed, which is something I haven't talked to many of you about. I was struggling with negative thoughts all of the time. This reflected not only in my thoughts, but manifested in how I appeared. All that negative energy is part of the reason I was the way I was. If you are where I was, I just want to reassure you that you can do it. Before we get into any more details, be sure to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any carnivore diet videos packed with tips and tricks that will help you on your carnivore journey. So how did I change my thinking? You might be thinking, well, Anna, this is easier said than done. And yes, true, but that's also an excuse. You're going to start realizing that a lot of your thought processes that stop you from doing what you inspire yourself to do are often you getting in your own way. So how do you change the way that you think? One great way to start changing the way you are thinking, especially around losing weight, is to start saying, I can do it instead of I can't do it. This could be applied to the phrase, that's too hard. You could start saying, this is easy. When you start to think more positively, it leads to more positive action. I, for example, have told the story about that when JT was telling me about the carnivore diet, I said, well, I can never cut out the carbs. Therefore, I did not cut out the carbs. However, at some point of me getting sick of getting nowhere on my other failed weight loss attempts, I started to say, what if I do try and can do this? JT is doing it and so can I. It started to have a powerful impact on me. That's the power of a decision. Once you decide to do something and commit to it, you will see results. My results came quickly and still are coming quickly. At the beginning of the carnivore diet, was losing 1 pound per day. I can tell you that I had never had that much success on any other weight loss diet or plan in my life. And it all started in my mind. Now I am not losing 1 pound per day anymore, but I am steadily losing weight every week on this diet. I started at 333 pounds and currently am 222 pounds. One other great tip that I have for you is to find someone you find very inspirational. It could be anyone in the weight loss realm. For me, it is Felicia Keithley. Having someone to look up to who has done this process, who is a positive influence, and someone you can look at on those harder days to get some inspiration. I had followed Felicia for probably 2 or 3 years before really making gains in my own weight loss journey. But she inspired me to keep going this entire time. I owe her some gratitude for putting herself out there and being vulnerable with so many people as it helps them. It helps other people who are struggling when they were once in that position. What is nice about having the inspiration from Felicia is that I'm also able to visualize what I could look like at the end of this journey. Visualization, I feel, is also very important. You have to see yourself being successful and being the person that you want to be. So for me, I started to picture myself at 160 pounds or 150 pounds, what my legs would look like, what my arms would look like, and so on. And so far, it has been working and it's helping me get to my goal faster. And of course, not everything in my journey has been just focusing on my thoughts and visualization, but it has been a major part of my success. So now let's talk about how I increased my weight loss through the carnivore diet. The physical part of my weight loss has been primarily what I stopped putting into my body and what I do put into my body. I started just eating meat and fat. I stopped eating carbs and the sugar, and yes, that means fruit and veggies are out. I know some of you watching may not approve of that, and I struggled with the idea of not needing these things initially, but after I cut out all of these things, I started to feel better. It was within a few days even. Your body has a reaction to everything that you put into your body, even those fruits and those vegetables. For me, I started to realize that not having all these extra foods in my diets helped me feel better, even though in my mind it didn't make sense. I think many people, including myself, when they start the carnivore diet, they realize they don't want to go back, just simply from how you're feeling. You have more energy, your body is in less pain. I used to even get stomach cramps and have some digestive issues frequently before carnivore, and those have stopped. One great physical benefit of the diet is that I really have not had to work out. Notice I said had. I sometimes work out, but it's if I want to, or if I feel like I need to get some excess energy out, but I often don't need to in order to lose weight. I do want to segue to another important topic in relation to my journey that may help others. It's not an easy one to talk about, but I do feel it's important. That is who you surround yourself with. You can set yourself up better by surrounding yourself with people who are good influences, or you can choose people who are going to guide you to not make good choices. These choices could be things like being more active, eating the meat, which would be those positive choices. But you could also find yourself around people who aren't great influences. Maybe they encourage drinking, drugs, eating more processed foods. It could really be anything that's not a good choice. And I think that in life we find ourselves surrounded by people who aren't always in line with our decisions. Sometimes, though, if these people are inhibiting you from making it further in your goal or from being happy, I think it's a good idea to reevaluate them. Is this person a good friend? Obviously, this is a highly personal decision and very difficult, but I had this come up recently with a very close friend. I just felt ultimately it was better if I distanced myself and started to focus more on other friendships. Not only am I in a more positive headspace, but I'm able to focus more easily on my goal. A great example of a positive influence in my life is JT. He modeled positive choices, encouraged me to try the diet, and has been a cheerleader along the way. To him, I am extremely thankful. He has shown me what it is to love myself. Loving yourself is important in this process. Just remember that. Something else that I encourage other people not to do that I made the mistake of is starting weight loss medication. A few months prior to starting carnivore, I started taking phentermine and topiramate. I was under the advisement of a doctor, but I never looked into the side effects or long-term research at that time. I definitely made a mistake with this, first of all. I don't necessarily want to beat myself up, but learn from this choice and share what I've learned through my research and hope someone else can learn that you don't need them. To get into this, you have to realize no medication comes without side effects. The 2 I was taking had the potential to lead to heart issues and kidney issues. I wasn't fully aware of these when I started, so if your doctor recommends these medications, I highly encourage you to just look into the side effects and see if you're willing to take on that risk, because doctors say you need these long term. And trust me, that's a lie. Let's be clear. You do not need these at all. If you do use them, you should not use them for the rest of your life. The carnivore diet is enough to get you where you need to go. Many research articles and doctors will state that you need them long term. Otherwise, you gain all the weight back or most of the weight back. So that's why I wanted to mention this. I also recently watched a video Dr. Barry made about Ozempic and other GLP-1 medications. I can link that below and you should go watch it. However, he explained that the undertone with these medications, even if it's not said, is that you basically can't lose the weight if you're overweight, or you can't keep it off if you go off of the medication. You absolutely can with eating a ketogenic diet and ideally a carnivore diet along with exercising, although it's not necessarily required. Another reason I don't like these medications is that it reduces your hunger. And like Dr. Barry said in that video, hunger is a natural feeling. You can eat as much as you need on carnivore, and it is not a bad thing. I think society has put out that message that hunger is somehow bad, but it's a signal of how to fuel your body. And it's very important to do it properly. In my opinion, it's not worth your health to try to stay on or try these medications, which is why I wanted to open up about them and also try to educate others on it. The next thing that has helped me is stopping the tracking what I was eating and start following my hunger cues. Something I did on many previous diets is I tracked everything. It became time consuming and annoying. When I eat, that's the last thing I want to think about. And on top of it, I want eating to be guilt-free, which is what the carnivore diet provides. What's nice is that you can eat as much as you need to feel full, and I am finding I am rarely hungry with that in mind. I also find that the food chatter I used to have all the time is now disappearing. It's something I always used to think about in my head when my next meal was coming, when the next snack is coming. But on this diet, it's helped immensely with that, and that food chatter has gone away. All of these great tips are what helped me, and they can help you too. If you want to see more information about the carnivore diet, click on this video here to learn more.